Would you believe anyone if he or she told you that it is possible to take another person's work, change it any way you please and call the edited material your? What if that person also told you that besides being able to do so, you could actually profit from the work and not be liable for any copyright infringement? If you haven't heard of private label rights, then most likely you'd think they're trying to fool you. But all these are actually true if you're able to secure these rights. But what are private label rights and PLR? To understand this, let's say you were able to acquire private label rights for a particular ebook. What can you do with it according to the rights? For starters, you can break up the book into separate chapters and then sell these as articles. On the other hand, if you were able to acquire private label rights for a set of articles, you could combine them and package it as a book, which you then can sell. You can change the material's content by adding or removing details. You can also add pictures or illustrations as well as other media like sound or video clips. All of these actions are possible, but the best part about private label rights is that you're not obligated to mention the original author or pay them any royalties for the changes you have done to his or her material. You can even claim the material is yours by putting your name as the author of the material. With these changes, the ways on capitalizing on them are many. You can come up with a whole new set of products from a single material source. Take an ebook, for example. On one hand, you've broken up the book to sell them as articles. On the other hand, you've enhanced the book's content with media to package it as your own work and getting it up for sale in the market. Acquiring private label rights is a great way to create a brand for your business. As you may already know, one of the keys to a successful business is to distinguish yourself from the rest. With private label rights, you can change the material and make it uniquely yours. If your target market likes your material, your market can perceive you as an expert in your line of business, which is something you can really capitalize on as you sell your products or services. However, it is not only the person who acquires private label rights who stands to benefit from it. It may be difficult to understand at first, but selling private label rights benefits even the original creator. With the increasing demand for original material to be sold with private label rights, a writer can make good money from his or her work. The incentive is that he or she can command a higher price for the work given the rights that go with the material, and multiple copies can be sold. Furthermore, selling the right to change the material any way the buyer wants is actually giving new life to the material. By giving the buyer the freedom to change the content in a number of creative ways, the material's usability and relevance is extended. By compensating the original content creator well, by allowing freedom and flexibility for the purchaser, and by giving the end user a wealth of very useful information, private label rights are by far one of the best things out there in the world of online marketing.